Alex and Lily had only been husband and wife for a few months, and the afterglow of their wedding still lingered, like finding glitter tucked in the corners of your suitcase long after the party ends. It still felt surreal for Alex to call her his wife, as if he'd wandered onto the set of someone else's romantic comedy. He had fallen for her fast and hard. Lily had that quiet charm, the kind that made heads turn without her trying. The way she'd casually tuck a stray lock of hair behind her ear could bring a room to a halt. Just under a year after they first split a latte while raindrops tapped the cafe windows, Alex was kneeling on damp pavement, ring box open, hands trembling, and the way she lit up when she said yes, unforgettable. From that night on, Lily treated him with delicate affection, as if he were something fragile and precious. Every word, every look she gave him was careful, intentional. She was stunning, kept herself in great shape, didn't touch nicotine, and had no trace of a party girl past on her socials. If someone offered her a drink, she'd respond with shy smile, lower her gaze, and politely hand the glass off like the mere idea of alcohol made her cheeks flush. That resonated with Alex. He was the type who tracked every calorie, signed up for 10 Burmese chots before sunrise, and took pride in living clean. Still, there was one nagging detail he couldn't shake. Lily never introduced him to her friends. Whenever Alex floated the idea of hosting game night or grabbing tacos with another couple, she dodged the invite. "They're busy with work," or "they're out of town," became her standard replies. But her phone told a different story. Constant pings, soft laughter and inside jokes, whisper replies to some unseen group chat. Her friends existed. That much was clear. Then, shortly after they got married, something changed, fast and strangely. Lily severed ties with just about everyone. Former classmates, old roommates, even casual acquaintances, gone. It was like she hit clear all on her social life. Alex wasn't a clingy or controlling guy. He believed people needed friends outside of their marriage to stay balanced. So he gently brought it up, nudging her towards socializing. Brunch with the girls this Saturday, he'd ask. Lily would just shrug, offer a soft, "Nah, I think I'll stay in," and that would be the end of it. One afternoon, while sipping coffee with his best friend Dave, the topic veered toward married life. Alex casually mentioned Lily's disappearing social circle. "That's sketchy, man," Dave said, stirring his drink. "Maybe she's hoping you'll cut off your crew, too." "Nah," Alex replied. "She's totally fine when I go out with the guys." Dave raised a brow. "Then that's even stranger. What if she's got something to hide? You haven't known her that long, you know." Alex chuckled at the time, brushing off the idea. But Dave's words clung to him like burrs after a hike. What if Lily was trying to bury something from her past? Alex made a quiet promise to himself. Next time a natural opportunity came up to meet her circle, he'd take it. No pressure, no confrontation, just vibes. That opportunity arrived 3 weeks later, on one of those sun-drenched Los Angeles Saturdays where the sky looked too blue to be real. They were walking through Griffith Park, iced coffees in hand, laughing at tourists wobbling around on electric scooters, when Lily's phone buzzed. She glanced down, thumb hovering over the delete button. Alex happened to catch the notification. "Wait, your high school reunion's next Friday?" "Apparently," she said with a dismissive shrug, folding her napkin into tiny squares. "Not a fan of reunions?" he teased. "Did the cool kid stuff you in a locker or something?" She gave a wry smirk. "Nothing like that." "Then let's go. I want to meet the people who knew you before I did, before you became this legend of mine." He nudged her playfully. Lily hesitated, trying to soften her way out of it with a little laugh. Traffic would be a nightmare, but Alex wasn't backing down. Eventually, she gave in and replied to the invite. "I'll be there." Reunion night crept up faster than expected, and Alex found himself buzzing with a mix of curiosity and nerves. Maybe tonight would be the night everything made sense. He kept telling himself Lily was just incredibly private. That's all. The event was being held in an old-school diner on the outskirts of town. Flickering neon signs, sticky booths, a jukebox stuck on Springsteen. The second Lily stepped through the door, the place erupted with energy. Dozens of people in their 30s leapt up, laughing, cheering, wrapping her in warm, excited hugs. First impressions were solid. The moment Lily stepped in, a small crowd of women engulfed her in hugs and rapid-fire questions. Their glances flicked toward Alex with thinly veiled curiosity, like he was a surprise guest at a party no one expected. This snack stash won't cut it. Someone called over the thump of the playlist. Hit the liquor store. I got it, Alex offered without hesitation. He figured giving Lily space among familiar faces might help her open up. The corner store, though, turned out to be farther than it looked, and the cashier moved at glacial speed. The card reader gave him a digital migraine. By the time he hustled back, nearly 30 minutes later, Alex found Lily perched at a booth, tossing back shots of whiskey like they were iced tea. So she did drink, just not with him. He dropped the snacks and drinks on a nearby table, eyebrows raised. Two women darted over to grab the food, practically bouncing with energy. "You're Lily's husband, right?" One asked while tearing into a pack of guacamole. "Yeah, I'm Alex," he replied. They shared a mischievous glance. "Oh, you really lucked out," the taller one said with a wink. "She keeps things interesting," the other chimed in. Alex chuckled awkwardly. "Funny, I always thought she was shy, a little reserved." Their smirks deepened, like they were in on a joke he hadn't been told. Trying to shake it off, he slid into a booth and watched the reunion spiral into chaos. Someone was doing the worm between tables. The dessert station had become a DJ booth, and a few guests were live streaming on Instagram. A guy with linebacker shoulders flopped into the seat next to him. "Sup? I'm Nick," he said, extending a hand. "Lily's man, huh?" "That's me. Alex. Good to meet you." Nick grinned. "Bro, you hit the jackpot." Alex gave a tired smile. "Everyone keeps saying that. Care to explain why?" Nick leaned in, breath soaked in bourbon. "You sure you want to hear it?" "Hit me." Nick's laugh was slow and sticky. "Back senior year, we used to call her Easy Lily. Swear half the guys in homeroom fooled around with her behind the bleachers. Girl was a legend." The words landed like a sucker punch. "Easy Lily? His Lily?" Alex turned to object, but his jaw locked mid-sentence. Then she was on the dance floor, arms draped around another guy's shoulders, face tilted up, lips seeking his, like they were auditioning for a music video. So this was the side she hid. This was why she dodged date nights with tequila and never talked about her past. He pushed through the crowd and pulled her away, gripping her by the shoulders. She giggled, eyes glazed, not even registering who was in front of her. A part of her had just shattered something delicate, and she didn't even notice. Alex grabbed a water glass on the table and splashed her face. She blinked, then burst into louder laughter. The guys nearby howled. "Lily's soaked," someone shouted. "Some things never change." The whole table erupted like it was amateur night at a comedy club. Alex's skin crawled. He yanked his blazer off the booth and turned to leave. Nick, suddenly sober-eyed, gave a slow, remorseful nod. "Sorry, man," he said hoarsely. "Hope you never run into another Lily." Outside, the night air felt like a slap. Alex inhaled deeply, brain on autopilot, heart in free fall. There was no conversation that could fix this. No sentence that could describe the bruise she'd left. Now he got it. Why Lily erased her past. Kept it under wraps. She'd been banking on a clean start. But secrets don't stay buried forever. Tonight, hers rotted right into the open. At least, Alex thought as he started the car, he hadn't signed on for a lifetime. No kids. No 3-decade mortgage. He still had a chance to pivot before the damage became permanent. And that's the story, folks. Drop your take in the comments. What would you do if you were Alex? If this story had you hooked, hit that like button, subscribe to Epic Cheating Story, and share it with someone who loves a juicy twist. Catch you next time, and until then, stay sharp, stay kind, and trust your gut.